Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I hope all of you will be fine. In the last lecture, we have seen the concept of armature winding connections, that is, lap winding, wave winding, and frog leg winding. In this lecture, we will discuss the problems with commutation in real DC machines. As in DC machines, the induced voltage is AC voltage. As we have already discussed, the internal generated voltage in DC machine is AC voltage. Like output voltage of AC generators such as induction generator and synchronous generator. For generation of these AC voltages, we have discussed the rotation of a simple loop in a magnetic field. As you can see in this figure, when a loop will rotate in a uniform magnetic field, then according to Faraday law of electromagnetic induction, a voltage will induce in it. And that internal generated voltage is AC voltage. For conversion of AC voltage produced in DC machines, half of the ring, this is half of the ring A and this is half of the ring B is connected. This split ring is known as commutators. This is the commutator segment A, this is the commutator segment B. And the process of AC to DC conversion is called commutation. As we have already discussed the concept of commutation. During this commutation, that is during the process of AC to DC conversion, there are some problems occurs that affect the AC to DC conversion process. In this week lectures, we will have a look at these problems that disturb the commutation process and also discuss some solutions to these problems. So let's get started with problems with commutation in real DC machines. There are two main issues exist in the real DC machines that disturb the commutation process, that is the process of AC to DC conversion. The first problem is armature reaction and the second problem is LdI over dt voltages. So students, let's first discuss armature reaction. In any DC machines, there are two types of windings. One is called the field winding and the other one is called the armature winding. There are two main parts of the machine. One is called the stator part and the other one is called the rotor. The static part of the machine is called the stator, here the north and south pole. This is the static part of the machine called stator, and the rotating part of the machine, as you can see in this figure, this is the rotating part of the machine, and the rotating part of the machine is called the rotor. Here this is the number of loop. Here the number of loop is connected with the commutator segments is the rotating part of the machine is called the rotor. The winding across the static part of the machine is called the field winding, and the winding across the rotating part of the machine is called the armature winding. Here the armature winding is just the connection between the coils with commutator segments. So the purpose of the field winding in DC machines is to produce the main flux. that is to produce the magnetic fields from north to south. The field winding is used to produce the magnetic fields or the main fields in the machine from north to south. And the purpose of the armature winding is to carry the current, but not to produce the flux. As you can see in this figure, this is the armature winding. The purpose of this winding is to carry the current inside the coil, but not to produce the flux. As we know, according to Ampere law, when the current will flow in any conductor, then the magnetic field will produce around the conductor. As you can see in this figure, let the direction of the current is upward. According to right hand rule, the direction of the magnetic field will be anti-clockwise. As we know, in case of right hand rule, thumb will place in the direction of the current and fingers will show the direction of the magnetic field. Now, as you can see in this figure, when the switch will close or the circuit will close, then the current will flow in the rotating part of the machine as well. When the current will flow in the rotating part of the machine, then due to this current, according to Ampere law, magnetic field will produce as well across the conductors AB and CD. These magnetic fields, due to the armature winding or the conductors AB and CD, will disturb the original magnetic fields or the main magnetic field. As you can see in this figure, this is the main magnetic fields. When the current will flow in this loop or conductors, that is across the conductor AB and CD, due to this current, according to Ampere law, a magnetic field will produce around the conductors as well. This magnetic field will disturb the original magnetic fields, that is the magnetic field from north to south. Due to this disturbance, there will be change occurs in the magnetic field. This disturbance of the original magnetic field due to the armature magnetic fields is called the armature reaction. So, before proceeding to the more details about the armature reaction concept, let us understand the two important axes which is present in the DC machines. The first one is magnetic neutral plane and the second one is geometrically neutral plane. When a moving conductors, as you can see in this figure, when a moving conductor is placed in a uniform magnetic fields, then according to Faraday law of electromagnetic induction, a voltage will produce across it. If the circuit is closed, then the current will flow in the loop. When the circuit is closed, then the current will flow. Due to this current, magnetic flux will produce. This flux will disturb the original magnetic field, and this disturbance in the original magnetic field is known as armature reaction. Now, there is an axis or plane when the armature conductors moves parallel to the magnetic fields. Here the direction of the magnetic field is from north to south. When the velocity of the rotation of the conductors or loop, as you can see in this figure, when the velocity of the conductors AB or CD is parallel to the direction of the magnetic field, then the induced voltage will be zero. As we know, E is equal to V cross B dot L, where V is the relative velocity, B is the magnetic field, and L is the length of the conductor. When relative velocity and B are parallel, then the angle between V and B will be 0 or 180 degree. As we know, sine 0 or 180 is 0, that's why the induced voltage will be 0. That means magnetic neutral plane is that plane where no voltage will produce across the armature conductors as it moves parallel to the magnetic fields. That is, the magnetic neutral plane is that plane where no voltage will produce. If there will be no voltage will produce, then the plane is called the magnetic neutral plane. And the next one is the geometrically neutral plane. Geometrically neutral plane is that plane which is the perpendicular to the stator fields. As you can see in this figure, this is the stator field, and here at that point the voltage, induced voltage, will be 0. This point is perpendicular to the stator fields. If the plane is perpendicular to the stator field, then the plane is called the geometrically neutral plane. In case of no load, when no load will be connected across the armature winding, then the magnetic neutral plane and geometric neutral plane will be at same position. Now let us first we discuss this figure as shown here. As you can see in this figure, this is the north pole and this is the south pole, and armature coils are placed here. There are 8 number of coils. This is the coil number 1, coil number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Let each coil consist of single turn. Then there will be total 16 conductors. As you can see in this figure, 6 conductors are under the north pole and 6 conductors are under the south poles. And 4 conductors are in between north and south poles. We can see the magnetic fields are uniform and the direction of the magnetic field is from north to south, as you can see in this figure. Now, when we will connect a load across the armature router, that is, when we connect the load with the armature winding or armature router, here this is the single coil, and in this figure there are 8 number of coils. When we connect the load across the armature router, then the current will flow. It means when we connect the load across the rotating part of the machine or across the router, then the current will flow in each coil or each conductor, as you can see in this figure. Here the direction of the current will be inward and here the direction of the current will be outward. As you can see in this figure, cross means the direction of the current is inward, dot means the direction of the current is outward. According to Ampere law, when the current will flow in these conductors, then the magnetic field will produce around the conductors. And the direction of the magnetic fields we can find by using the right hand rule. And the thumb in right hand rule, thumb will place in the direction of the current and fingers will show the direction of the magnetic field. As you can see in this figure, here the direction of the current is inward and here the direction of the current is outward. By applying the right hand rule, the direction of the magnetic fields is shown here. Here the thumb will be inward and fingers will show the direction of the magnetic field. And the direction of the magnetic field is shown here. This is the direction of the magnetic field when the current is inward. This is the direction of the magnetic field when the current is outward. So from these two figures, we can say that this is our direction of magnetic fields due to the field winding. That is, The direction of the magnetic field due to the field winding is from north to south, that is from left to right side. Here is the direction of the magnetic field due to the direction of the flux due to the field windings, and the direction of the flux is from left to right. And this is the direction of the magnetic fields due to the armature windings. It means here the direction of the magnetic fields due to armature winding is upward. So here is the direction of the magnetic flux due to the armature winding. That is, when we connect the load across the router, then the current will flow in each coil or each conductor of the router. Due to this current, magnetic field will produce, and the direction of the magnetic field we can determine by using the right hand rule. Here is the direction of the magnetic field. Here the direction of the magnetic field is upward. Now as you can see in this figure, when the machine is not loaded, you can see in this figure magnetic neutral axis plane is shown here. At that point, the direction of the velocity of the rotation of the conductors and the direction of the magnetic fields both are parallel. It means when the machine is at no load, you can see in this figure, this is the magnetic neutral plane. So if I say this is my geometrically neutral plane, as we know, geometrically neutral plane is the plane which is perpendicular to the original magnetic fields. This is the direction of the magnetic field. Here the plane is perpendicular. So this is the geometrically neutral plane. In case of no load, both magnetic neutral plane and geometrically neutral plane both are at same position. So when the machine is running, there are two types of flux exist. One is due to the field winding and one is due to the armature winding. So armature winding is not parallel with the field winding. So armature flux, this is the armature flux, this is the field winding flux. So armature flux disturb the main fields, that is the field from north to south. This armature flux will disturb the main fields, that is the field from magnetic field from north to south. You can see in this figure, this is the armature flux and this is the main field flux. Both are perpendicular to each other. This armature flux will disturb the main field flux. This is shown here. The angle between the armature flux and the field flux or the main field flux is shown here. Both are perpendicular each other. This flux, armature flux, will disturb this main field flux. Due to this, the direction of this magnetic field will change. This is called the armature reaction. The resultant of the main field and the armature flux is shown in this diagram. As you can see in this diagram, due to the armature field, the direction of the original magnetic field is changed little bit. At no load, the direction of the magnetic field is from left to right. Now the direction of the magnetic field is changed little bit. At no load, the direction of the magnetic field was from left to right. And you can see in this figure, due to the armature winding flux, the direction of the main fields or field winding flux is changed little bit. Now as you can see in this figure, this is my direction of rotation, that is the direction is anti-clockwise. As you can see in this figure, magnetic neutral plane is shifted here. Now, at the start at no load, at that point, the direction of rotation of the conductors and the magnetic field both are parallel, and the induced voltage is zero. At start, this is the magnetic neutral plane. Now, the direction of due to the armature field flux, as you can see in this figure, when the load is connected, due to this, current will flow across each coil of the rotor. Due to this current, the magnetic flux is produced across the armature winding as well. This magnetic field disturbs the original magnetic field. Due to this, the direction of the original magnetic field is changed, as you can see in this figure. Now, the magnetic neutral plane is shifted. Now, at that point, as you can see in this figure, now at that point, the direction of the velocity of rotation of the conductors and the direction of the magnetic field both are parallel at that point. At that point, the direction of magnetic fields and the rotation of the conductor is not parallel, because due to the armature field, the direction of the magnetic field is changed. Due to this, magnetic neutral plane is shifted. At the start, the magnetic neutral plane was at that position. Now, due to the armature reaction or due to the armature field flux, the direction of the original magnetic field is changed. Due to this, magnetic neutral plane is shifted here. As magnetic neutral plane is the plane where the induced voltage will be zero, as the direction of the magnetic field and the velocity of rotation of conductors are parallel. Due to this, two undesirable effect occurs. Due to the shift in the magnetic neutral plane, two undesirable effect occurs. The first one is magnetic neutral plane shift due to the armature reaction, that is when we connect the load across the rotating part of the machine. Due to this load, current will produce. Due to current, according to Ampere law, magnetic field will produce. This magnetic field will disturb the original magnetic field. Due to this disturbance or change in the direction of the original magnetic field, magnetic neutral plane shift. And the second problem occurs due to the armature reaction is flux weakening. Due to this, the flux in the machine start to reduce. So these are the two main problems which exist in DC machines due to the armature reactions. Due to armature reactions, these are the problems exist in the machine. The first problem is magnetic neutral plane shift, and the second problem is flux weakening. So if you see, the flux is initially at no load. This is the magnetic neutral plane or the old neutral plane. When we connect the load across the armature winding, due to this, magnetic neutral plane is shifted here. So MNA or magnetic neutral plane is shifted in the direction of rotation in case of generator. If the machine is generator, then the magnetic neutral plane is shifted in the direction of rotation. In case of motors, the magnetic neutral plane is shifted in the opposite direction of rotation. That is, in case of generator, the magnetic neutral plane is shifted in the direction of rotation. In case of motors, the magnetic neutral plane is shifted in the opposite direction of rotation. As you can see in this figure, here the direction of the rotation of the machine is anti-clockwise, and the direction of the magnetic neutral plane is also shifted in the anti-clockwise. If the machine is generator, then the direction of magnetic neutral plane will be in the direction of rotation. In case of motor, the direction of magnetic neutral plane will be opposite to the direction of rotation. Now, as you can see in this figure, due to the armature reaction, the direction of the magnetic field is changed. Due to this, the magnetic neutral plane is shifted. At the start, the direction of the magnetic field at no load, the direction of magnetic field was from left to right, as you can see in this phasor. And due to the armature winding, when we connect the load, then the current will flow. Due to this current, according to Ampere law, magnetic field will produce, as you can see in this figure. And the direction of the magnetic field is upward. Here is the magnetic field due to the armature winding, or due to the load. When we connect the load, then the current will flow in each loop of each coil of the rotor or armature winding. Due to this, according to Ampere law, magnetic field will produce. This is the magnetic field due to armature winding, and this is the magnetic field due to the field winding. And the direction of the magnetic field due to the field winding, also called the main winding, is from left to right, and the direction of the armature winding is from upward. The resultant is shown here. This is the B net resultant of B main magnetic field and armature magnetic field. As you can see in this phasor, the direction of the resultant is shown here. It means the direction of the original magnetic field is changed. And the magnetic neutral plane is that plane in which the direction of the conductor and the resulting magnetic field both are parallel. Now, as you can see in this figure, this will be the magnetic neutral plane, and at that point the direction of rotation of the conductor and the direction of the magnetic field both will be parallel. That's why at that point the induced voltage will be 0. So this will be the new magnetic neutral plane. As there are two main issues occurs due to armature reaction. The first one is magnetic neutral plane shift. As you can see in this figure, the magnetic neutral plane is shifted. And the second one is due to the armature reaction, that is due to the armature field. Due to the armature field, the change occurs in the original magnetic field. Due to this, the flux will reduce, or the flux weakening. These are the two main issues occurs due to the armature reaction. The first one is magnetic neutral plane shift, and the second one is flux weakening. Now we will discuss what will be the problem of magnetic neutral plane shifted. At the start, the magnetic neutral plane was at that point. After the armature reaction, the magnetic neutral plane is shifted here. Now we will discuss what will happen, or what will be the problem of magnetic neutral plane get shifted. Now you remember that we keep our brushes in this position, that is, the brushes in the machines are fixed. We keep our brushes at that position. Why did we keep our brushes in this position? We kept the brushes at that position because zero EMF or voltage is there. Zero EMF or voltage is there because As we know, at that point, the direction of the current at no load, the direction of the conductors or the velocity of the conductors is parallel with the magnetic field at no load. If the angle between the V and B are parallel, then the induced voltage will be zero. That's why we keep the brushes at that position, because zero EMF or voltage is there. And therefore, when the conductors are getting short circuited, as you can see in this figure, there is an air gap between the commutator segments. The conductor AB is under the is under the south pole, and the conductor CD is under the north pole. Both brushes are connected with the separate commutator segments. Both commutator segments are not short circuited. Now, when the brushes will become at that point, because when the coil will rotate or rotor will rotate, then the commutator segment will rotate as well. As you can see in this figure, when the brushes will become between the air gap between the two commutator segments, as you can see in this figure, at that point the coil is short circuited through the brushes, because brushes are short circuited both the commutator segments. Here the both commutator segments are not short circuited, but here when the loop will rotate, the commutator segment will rotate. At one point, the both commutator segments will be short circuited through the brushes, as you can see in this figure. That point occurs when the velocity of the conductors and the direction of the magnetic field both are parallel. At that point, the induced voltage should be zero, because the coils are short circuited. There is not going to any circular current, because at that point no EMF will induce, and there is not going to any circular current within the coils, within the conductors or coils. And therefore, the brushes, coils, and the number of commutator segments are protected. So usually the brush is kept under the no load condition. Normally, real machines, the brushes are kept under the no load condition. At no load, the magnetic neutral plane will be at that position. Normally, the brushes are kept at that position. But when we load the generator, the magnetic neutral plane actually get shifted. As you can see in this figure, when we load the generator, then the current will flow across the armature winding as well. Due to this current, armature reaction occurs. Due to armature reaction, magnetic neutral plane shifted. As you can see in this figure, this is going to be a new magnetic neutral plane. This was the magnetic neutral plane at the no load. When we connect the load, then the magnetic neutral plane is shifted. This is the new magnetic neutral plane. What will happen to the conductors which are here, as you can see in this figure? What happened to these conductors, and what will happen to these conductors? As you can see in this figure, when the magnetic neutral plane is shifted, it means here the direction of the velocity of the conductor and the direction of the magnetic field both are parallel. In case of parallel, as we know, E is equal to V cross B dot L is equal to 0. Now, At that point, at that conductors, the rotation of the conductor, velocity of the rotation of the conductor and the direction of the magnetic fields are not parallel. If these are not parallel, then the value of the induced voltage will not be zero. Now, as you can see in this figure, these conductors, the direction of the velocity of the conductors and the direction of the magnetic field both are parallel now at that position. That's why at that conductors, the induced voltage will be zero, because the relative velocity and the direction of magnetic field both are parallel now at that position. That's why the induced voltage will be zero from here, and voltage will not zero at that position. And therefore it will cause a sparking of the brushes of the commutator. Due to this, because the induced voltage at that position is not zero now, due to this, sparking occurs of the brushes, across the brushes. The commutators are going to, because the brushes are connected with the commutator segments, due to sparking, the commutators are going to get damage. As you can see in this figure, the commutator segments are connected with the brushes. When there is sparking occurs, due to the sparking, the commutators are going to get damage. Therefore, because of this, maintenance cost of the equipment will increase. Due to the shift in magnetic neutral plane, sparking across the brushes occurs, wearing and tearing of the commutators, and due to this, the maintenance cost of the machine will increase. This is the first problem of the armature reaction, is called the magnetic neutral plane, and these are the drawbacks due to the shift in the magnetic neutral plane. Due to the shift in the magnetic neutral plane, sparking across the brushes occurs, wearing and tearing of the commutators, and due to this, the maintenance cost will increase as well. Now we will discuss the next problem of the armature reaction called flux weakening. As the name suggests, flux weakening means flux under the poles will reduce. That is, the value of the flux will start to decrease. As you can see in this figure, this is the north pole and this is the south pole, and this is the magnetic fields or flux. Flux weakening means the magnetic field will reduce from north to south due to the armature reaction. This is basically a simple DC machine is shown here, and we are going to load this machine. This is the static part of the machine and this is the rotating part of the machine. Now we are going to load this machine, that is, when we connect the load with the rotating part of the machines. Let me take this machine as a generator, and we'll see what will happen. When we connect the load, we will see what will happen. Let me take this machine as a generator. There is valid for motor as well. Here is you having a current outward, and here the direction of the current is outward, here the direction of the current is inward. Cross means inward and dot means outward. So if I draw the armature flux, it looks like this. As we know, as we have already discussed, when the direction of the current is inward, thumb will place in the direction of the current and fingers will show the direction of the magnetic field. And this will be the direction of the magnetic field when the current will be inward, and this will be the direction of the magnetic field when the current will be outward. These magnetic fields are due to the armature winding. These magnetic field, as you can see in this figure, these lines, these magnetic fields are due to the field windings. The direction of this magnetic field is from north to south, and due to the armature winding, the direction of the magnetic field is upward. As you can see in this figure, let us take here, this is the area, the other tip of the same pole. Let us observe that area also. So here is the armature flux is in this direction. As you can see in this direction, here the direction of the magnetic field due to armature winding is from right to left. Is from right to left at that point, at that position. And the direction of the magnetic fields due to field winding is from left to right, that is from left to right. Here at that point, both magnetic fields or both fluxes are opposite. It means here at that position, the effect of the both fluxes will be subtracted. Now, as you can see at that point, the direction of the magnetic field due to armature winding is from left to right. As you can see here, is from left to right. And the direction of the magnetic field due to field winding, that is from north to south, is from left to right as well. Here the both fluxes of magnetic fields are adding. At that point, the fluxes, both the fluxes, that is armature and field fluxes, are adding, and at that position the both fluxes are opposing each other. You might think some amount of flux is getting adding up and some amount of flux is getting subtracted. So effectively the flux should be same. Here the flux is subtracted, here the flux is added. You might think the flux should be same. So that is not the case. So effectively flux is not same. Due to the flux is not same due to the following reasons. If I draw the curve, now I will discuss the reason why the flux is not same, because here the flux is subtracted, here the flux is adding. You might think the fluxes should be same. The flux effectively is not same due to the following reason. Now I will discuss the reasons why the flux is not same. Flux will increase or decrease, we will discuss here. As you can see in this diagram, if I draw the curve, as you can see here, flux versus current. This is the current and this is the flux. Of the DC machine, you will get graph like this. This is the point along the flux in the core. As you can see in this figure, the curve is shown here. This is the point where normally the machines operate. This is the point near to the saturation point. In case of saturation, if we increase the current, then the change in flux is not much. In case of saturation point, if we increase the current, then the change in flux is not much. But if we decrease the current, then the change in flux will be more. In case of saturation, the change will be minimum. In case of by increasing the current, if we decrease the current, then the change in flux will be more, then the flux will more decrease. Due to this reason, as you can see in this figure, for example, let us take 2 points. Let us take 2 points. This is the first point and this is the second point. So this is change in flux increasing and this is the change in flux decreasing. So as you can see in this figure, this is the more area as compared to this is the less area. So the change in flux decreasing is far higher than the change in flux increasing, because the flux can reduce how much can we want, but we can't increase how much due to saturation point. Therefore, then flux decrease is greater as compared to the change in flux increase. Therefore, the rate of increase is far less than the rate of the flux decrease. Due to this reason, the flux in the machine start to decreasing. As you can see in this figure, this is the flux due to the pole magnetomotive force and this is the flux due to the rotor magnetic force. At that point, both fluxes are opposing each other. At that point, both magnetomotive forces are adding up. Therefore, overall flux will decrease. Therefore, effect of the flux per pole decrease due to armature reaction. Now, what happens to the generator? If the flux will decrease, as we know, the induced voltage and flux are directly proportional to each other. As we know, E induced is equal to 2 over pi flux into omega. Flux and induced voltage both are directly proportional to each other. Therefore, due to armature reaction, flux is decreasing. Flux and induced voltage these are directly proportional to each other. Decrease in flux will decrease in voltage as well. In case of motor, as we know, the flux and the speed both are inversely proportional to each other. In case of motor, when the flux will decrease, then the speed of the motor will increase. If the armature current will increase more, then the more flux will reduce, more voltage will reduce, and in case of motor, speed of the motor will increase more. So this is the second problem which is occurred due to armature reaction. Due to this, the flux of the machine is reduced. The second issue that occurs during commutation is LdI over dt voltages. That occurs on the commutators is also known as inductive kick. Also known as inductive kick. Let this is the north pole and this is the south pole. A simple loop is shown here. Here this is the simple loop. There are two number of brushes. One is connected with the commutator segment B and one is connected with the commutator segment A. And when the loop will rotate inside the magnetic field, then the voltage will produce in it according to Faraday law of electromagnetic induction. So in the next position, when the rotation of the loop, as you can see in this figure, when the rotation of the loop and magnetic field becomes parallel, as you can see in this figure, here the rotation of the loop and magnetic field both are parallel, you can clearly see this particular coil is short circuited through the commutators and brushes. Now as you can see in this figure, both brushes are connected with the commutator segments, and the commutator segments and brushes are short circuited, and this coil is short circuited here. But there is no problem in this case because no EMF will induce. As we know, E is equal to V cross B dot L. Here the relative velocity of the conductor and the direction of magnetic field both are parallel. That's why no EMF will induce, as you can see in this figure. But the problem is that due to the armature reaction, as we have already discussed, due to the armature reaction, this magnetic neutral plane is shifted. Due to the armature reaction, in case of generator, the magnetic neutral plane is shifted in the direction of rotation. Let the direction of rotation of this machine is anti-clockwise. Due to armature reaction, this magnetic neutral plane will be shifted towards the direction of rotation in case of generator. When the magnetic neutral plane is shifted and there is a possible a voltage will induce at that time as well. This was a very crude explanation of commutation. So now we will start L d I over dt voltages. Let us go through the process of commutation in systematical way and find the exact point where L d I over dt problem exists. So let us go to the diagram which is corresponding to the commutation. The diagram is shown here. The diagram is little complex. I will explain this diagram in a simple way. This is the developed diagram of the commutation. As you can see in this figure, these are the commutator segments. That is commutator segment A, B, C, D and so on. This is the brush. And these are the number of coils. This is the coil number 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the number of coils or loops. As we know, the number of loops are connected with the commutator segments. As you can see in this figure. This is the position of the brush. Let this is taking 400 ampere current. As you can see in this figure, the brush is taking 400 ampere current, and they will travel through the commutator segments. As we know, the brushes are connected with the commutator segments, and this 400 ampere current will travel through the commutator segments. 200 ampere current will come here and 200 ampere current will come here. And the direction of both the currents are opposite. One is positive, one direction of the one current is positive and the other current will be negative. Here I made the one commutator red square, that is the commutator we are going to interested. This is the commutator segment B. Notice in each point of brush position is constant. As you can see in this figure, as we have already known, the brushes are fixed in any machine. In each position, as you can see in this figure, in each position, in each point, the position of the brush is fixed. And the commutator, as we know, the brushes are fixed in any machine, and the commutator segments are rotating with the rotor. As we know, the coils are connected with the commutator segments. When the coils are rotating, then the commutator segments will rotating as well, and the positions of brushes are fixed. As you can see in this figure, when the commutator segments will rotate, then the commutator segment B will become near to the brush, and when this commutator segment B will rotate further, then the commutator segment B will partially connect with the brush, and in further rotation, then the commutator segment B will fully connect with the brush, as you can see in this figure. Now this is the commutator B to which we are going to concerned. So the commutator moves little bit, brush comes closer, as you can see in this figure. When the commutator segment moves, then the brush comes closer to the commutator segment B. As you can see in this figure, now this is the point where commutation is going to occur, start. As you can see in this figure, when the commutator segment will rotate, then the commutator segment B will become near to the brush. At that point where commutation is going to start, initially the current, if you notice this particular coil, as you can see in this figure, here the direction of the current is 200 ampere towards right, and here the direction of the current is towards left. In every point of the brush, there are two parallel paths. This is the path number 1 and this is the path number 2. This path is closer to the at that end of the brush, this path is closer to the at that end of the brush. Both are having 200 ampere current each. Total current is 400 ampere, and the current is divided in two parallel paths. That's why here the current is 200 ampere and here the current is 200 ampere as well. Now let us see what happens to the coil when now this particular coil is coming here, as you can see in this figure, and the commutation is going to begin, because you can see that once the coil comes to this area, the current has shifted from right to left. Now as you can see in this figure, at this end is near to the at that point. Due to this, the direction of the current will shift from right to left. Here the direction of the current is from towards right side. When this end will become near to that point, then this current will shift from right to left. It means the direction of the current will change. When the commutator segment further moves towards the coil, when it partially will become under the brush. So as you can see here, now the commutator shift further. You can see that commutator now becomes right in between the brush. Now let us see what happens here. Now as you can see in this point, when the commutator A and B both are connected with the brushes, you can clearly see there is a path here, start from that point and connect like this. As you can see in this case, there is a path here, start from here and connect like this. So there is conducting paths like this, as you can see in this figure. In case there is no EMF induced in the coil, as we have already discussed, when the velocity of the rotation of the conductors and the magnetic fields both will be parallel, then the induced voltage will be zero. In case there is no voltage induced in this coil, then there is no problem. Then there is no problem if the induced voltage is zero. We will be happy. In case if there is even slight inductance in the coil, if there is a slight inductance in this coil, also called inductive kick, which is come, that is the main problem which is exist in commutation process. As we know, conductor does not like any change. As we know, this is the conductor. As we know, the conductor does not like any kind of change. Therefore, it will induce a large voltage which will oppose the change. As you can see in this figure, when the commutator segments moves toward left, then the direction of the current is changing. Here the direction of the 200 ampere the current is towards right, and when this point near to the end of this point, then the direction of the current will shift from right to left, and here the change in the direction of the current occurs. As we know, inductors inductor does not like any change. Therefore, it will induce a large voltage which will oppose that change. As you can see in this figure, we can assume the current is, that is 200 ampere, the direction from right to left and then from left to right. Remember that when commutation occurs, current changes in the coil. That current direction change in the coil. Now, what is that EMF value as? As we know, when the direction of the current will change, as we know, voltage V is equal to L di over dt. When the change in current occurs, a large voltage will induce. That voltage will oppose the change in current in the inductor. So it will be something like this. As you can see in this figure, here the direction of the current is towards right side. When the commutator segments shifted or rotate with the loops, then the direction of the current is shifted from right to left. Here the direction of current is positive, and here the direction of the current is negative. That change is occurs due to the change in the commutator segments. So what does the commutation means? Use something like this. Here is the direction of the current at the start. Let the current is plus 200 ampere. When the change in the direction occurs, let the current is now minus 200 ampere. As we have already discussed, when the commutator segments moves, then the direction of the current is changes from plus 200 ampere to minus 200 ampere. It starts like this, then there really change occurs. This total change in current is 400 ampere. The total current is 400. The total change in the current is occur 400 ampere. Take this time. Let the change in the current from plus 200 ampere to minus 200 ampere occur at the time t is equal to 0.0015 second. So what will be di over dt? As we know, v is equal to L di over dt. Here the value of I di is 400 ampere and the value of dt is 0.0015. Dividing 400 by 0.0015, the answer is V is equal to L into 266,667 ampere second per second. Now, as you can see in this equation, even there is a small value of inductor, the inductive kick VL will be more. This is called the inductive kick. Even if there is a small value of L, the inductive kick VL will be more. A large EMF will be produced. Already circulating path is present here that will produce the sparking across the brushes. As you can see in this figure, if there is a small inductance of the coil exists, then there will be a large voltage will produce called the inductive kick. Due to this, sparking will occur across the brushes. Due to this sparking, maintenance cost of the machine will increase. So this is the problem of L di over dt voltages. At the end, when brush will completely with commutator will become under completely with the commutator segment B, as you can see in this figure, the current will reverse. This is the major problem of commutation. In the next lecture, we will discuss the solution of these problems, as the problems were armature reaction and L di over dt voltages. In the next lecture, we will discuss the solution of these problems in detail.